Welcome, everyone. My name is Laurina Carroll, and for those of you joining us for the first time, I'm an Ayurveda wellness consultant, and I've been offering weekly webinars. They're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So I'm happy to be here with you this evening, and the topic is something that's very relevant to what's going on today, and that is how to prevent colds, flus, and seasonal allergies. I know this is a big topic because people don't know what to do for these three things. And often what they may think is working is really not working. The first thing I will say in terms of vaccinations is that if you try, and you go and you get these vaccines for the flu on a regular basis, you may not have such good results. And of course, there can be negative ramifications. So I would completely check into that, talk to your doctor, but also read some books on vaccines, especially for the flus. The flu vaccine has mercury in it, has other very harmful things, and it's actually giving you the the flu, but in a very small dosage, which most of you probably already know. And you may think that that's good to help to build up the immunity, but in fact, it could be weakening the immune system, and you might actually for sure get the flu then. So I think that's more of a moneymaker. So I'd be very, very careful in terms of vaccines and see if they're really working for you or not. But here are my tips. So I want you to be able to prevent a flu or allergies or colds. And there are many things that you can do for that, which I'm going to present to you in this 30-minute session. The first key thing is digestion. So what can we do to improve our digestion, and why could an impaired or weak or slow, dull, sluggish digestion, why could that cause us to get a cold or get the flu or to have more allergies? The reason is that if we're not digesting our food properly, or experiences, in some other segments that you've watched, I talk about emotional stress and mental stress and how you have to be able to process things in your life, emotional things that are happening. And so if you have situations in your life that you're not able to deal with, maybe it's problems in a relationship, problems at work, well, you're not going to be able to digest that experience, and it's going to weaken the immune system, cause you to not be able to digest your food properly, and then you could easily get sick. And I think many of you have had that experience when you're going through a lot emotionally and mentally, and of course physically, when you're physically put to the test, then often you will get sick. So be aware of those things, and you don't want to pull away from stressful situations in the sense that you do have to deal with work and relationships and how to improve harmony. And I do recommend transcendental meditation for that you practice that on a regular basis. It's very, very good for building up more resiliency to stress, and you'll handle a lot of situations better. But aside from that, you may have to confront people about particular issues that are going on either at work, and that will make you feel better. So rather than procrastinate those issues, try to take the time, just as you would take time for anything else, for exercise, to eat well. You have to take time to nurture relationships, and also to take care of relationships that maybe are not going well, and to set aside time to maybe sit down and talk to the person about the situation at hand, especially if it's something that you have to deal with on a regular basis. That'll help to build up immunity, that you're not repressing the emotions. So in terms of digestion, that is everything, mentally, physically, emotionally. So now what can we do other than meditation and being cognizant of different things going on in our life? What else can we do to improve our digestion? Start to eat a lighter diet. Of course, after the holidays, I'm talking about the winter holidays, you have Thanksgiving in November, then you have Christmas in December, and then January and February, you're still, munching on whatever maybe left over, or chocolate or something. to go into the holiday spirit. Then we have Valentine's Day. So with the media and with all the holidays, we're constantly getting inundated by eating junk. And if you work at a place where there's a lot of junk, then you will have sugar all around you. So we have to, before coming into cold and flu season, which actually is spring, the fall and the winter, people get sick a lot, but now you have those spring allergies, spring flu, spring colds. And how can we prevent that? Well, once the holidays are over, because I don't expect you to, suffer over the holidays and not have sweets. I do allow myself, I indulge a little bit more over the holidays and make healthy treats, which you'll have many, many opportunities over the coming webinars to experience really, cooking very healthy, delicious sweets that aren't overloaded with calories and sugar. But until we get to those segments, what I wanted to mention is that in terms of digestion, we need to start eating lighter. So let's say, January, everyone starts to think, okay, I've gained weight, now we have to cut back, but they don't really know what to do. There's so much misinformation out there about how to eat properly and low carbs and high protein, and people get very, very confused. And I want to sort of set the record straight for you so you know what to do. So January is a good time to start preventing the flus and the colds and the allergies that come in the spring. I know that seems a little bit early, but that can start the allergies, even if the pollen is not high, allergies to foods and to just the flowers and to the pollen and to all that can start, as early as May, actually as early as March. But the colds can really hit hard January, February, March, April, and they go into May. I know people are getting very sick right now. It's May 11th, and people are getting very sick right now. So it just seems like it's almost year-round. So you have to, really have some preventative measure at hand. So what I would recommend is before November, in Ayurveda, when we do this Panchakarma detoxification, I had mentioned to you about the Raj, health spa. You can do it, or you can do it on your own at home. We have these seasonal cleanses, and so people do a spring cleanse, and then they might do a summer or a fall or a winter. And so these are appropriate to do it seasonally to have the desired effect. So every couple of months, I would take at least 1 or 2 weeks. If you really need to lose weight, then I would take 3 weeks where you commit to doing a detox diet. You don't have to go extreme, but just starting to eat lighter is going to make a huge difference on so many levels. I mean, although we're focusing on the colds, prevention of colds, flus, and allergies, everything I'm telling you tonight is going to be so beneficial for your health on so many levels. So I want you to feel confident that this is going to be something you'll really enjoy and have many other good effects other than just prevention for those things. So this diet would consist of maybe having more beans, less meat, less red meat, of course, and then maybe being a little more vegetarian just because meat is harder to digest. So deciding, okay, maybe I'll go vegetarian 3 days a week, and then, eat lighter on the other days, even if you are eating chicken or fish. And just simply increase the vegetables, especially leafy greens. You cannot imagine how much energy you can get from adding kale or spinach. And it's so easy because at Whole Foods and at Costco and all these stores, you get these big, big bins of spinach and kale and collard greens, and you just throw it in the pot, and you don't even, it's pre-washed. I mean, they really make it easy for you. It's completely pre-washed and 3 times washed and organic. And I mean, you can't be easy. No cutting, no chopping. So that's when I really am in a rush. I just throw the vegetables in. And then you just, whatever else you normally have, your protein and the carbohydrates, and have nutritious carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not the enemy, but you don't want to overdo it. So you would have a plate. I've mentioned this before in previous webinars that when you're doing a detox diet, and just in general, you want 40 to 50% vegetables, well-cooked vegetables, and then you want 20 to 30% protein, and then the other, 20% carbs. So you do want to be easy on the carbs, and you could have, a little bit of like soaked figs are excellent for like a dessert, and you can make stewed fruits, stewed apples, stewed pears, fresh ginger. Add fresh ginger to everything. If you have a weak, sluggish digestion, fresh ginger is going to be your friend. And when you're cooking, you want to have spice mixtures. And this is pitta churna, and this is vata and pitta. So you'll have to go to my website, which I have at the beginning and at the end of this webinar, www.yourayurvedaconsultant.com, and you're able to purchase these. But the spice mixtures are very important for digestion. You can carry it around in your purse. You can just add it to any of the food that you have at a restaurant, so it's easy to take with you. So I highly recommend considering different types of they call them churnas, spice mixtures. You can also they call them churnas, but a lot of this comes from the Indian cooking. This is more of a calming churna, but a lot of this comes from like curry, the Indian curries. They're a combination of turmeric and cumin. Cumin's excellent for digestion, coriander, and fennel and fenugreek, and it's just unbelievable. And the flavor, people, they come and they'll eat at my house, and I just throw in the herbs. I'm rushing. I don't have much time to make it very elaborate, and they are so pleased. Just simple cooking, a few little spices, rock salt, not sea salt, and then start to eat a little bit less in portions. That's how we do a detox. You're not starving. This is not a vegan, vegetarian, starving, suffering detox. This is a wonderful, balanced meal. So, for example, for breakfast, if you're not that hungry, then just have stewed fruit, or you can skip breakfast. Have lunch at noon. We've talked about having lunch at the main meal, and then just eat a little bit less. And then, of course, if you're hungry, you can have some stewed fruit. You can have even a little bit of warm milk. And depending upon your constitution, you can eat this way. Now, another important part of allergies and flus and colds and things is sleep. So I'm hoping that most of you are sleeping well. If not, if you're older and you're not sleeping well, often transcendental meditation really helps. But if not, you can take Life Extension has this wonderful melatonin. But what I would recommend, so it's a little bit dulling to the mind, I would take it with blissful sleep. And you can take it in the middle of the night, and or if you can wait to see if you fall asleep on your own, and then you could take it. Because if you're not sleeping well, your digestion is going to not work very well. We know that improper sleep, not enough sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, staying up a couple of hours, and not really having good quality sleep is going to greatly affect your digestion in a negative way. So getting sleep in order is very important. The other thing is you can take some alintox is a wonderful herb. Now if you're pitta dosha and you have a lot of heat, you want to take alintox O. There's a little O. If you go to my website, it's all very well written there, but you could also send me an email. So this you want to take so that you eliminate toxins, so that you don't get sick. When you have high toxicity, you're going to be more susceptible to getting sick. But if you feel something coming on, then this is wonderful. MA630. This is called Mahasudarshan. It's a wonderful Indian herb, and it's great to carry around when you travel. You can get it on my website as well, or just shoot me an email and we'll drop ship it to you. So MA630, some of them don't have names, but I know this is Mahasudarshan. And what you can do is just take a little bit of this, 1 or 2 tablets, if you start to get a fever or anything starts to feel funny. Another thing you can do, so suppose it's a fever. If it's a fever, I would just reduce your food and then take the 630. If you're already getting, starting to get sick and you don't want it to really get full blown, then what you can do is you can just start cutting back on your food, getting extra sleep, And taking a nice hot bath at night is really good. If you're feverish, you want the bath to be a little cooler. Maybe even take an Epsom salt bath, very, very relaxing. Maybe it'll help you to sleep. Rub your feet. Your feet have a lot of pressure points that are very calming to the nervous system, so that's really good. And if you start to get sick, you can take this cold weather defense. Now, if you get sick on a regular basis and you're sick all the time, like clockwork, January comes and you get a cold, then take this for 3 months prior to the January. So start to journal and know, when do I get sick? And maybe take this for 3 months prior to when you normally get sick, and I guarantee that you won't get sick. If you start to get a cold, and you're coughing and there's mucus, what you can take is honey. Honey is very healing. Now, you don't want to take honey when you have a fever, because when honey's not good when it's heated, and if the body is heated, it'll actually become a little bit toxic. So what you want to do is mix honey with turmeric. I usually take 1 teaspoon, or even make a big batch of it, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger powder, 1 tablespoon of cloves, 1 tablespoon of cardamom, and I mix it together with honey. And then you can just take 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, have it throughout the day. If you start to get a cold with coughing and mucus and runny nose and all of that, ginger is your friend. Fresh ginger in everything. Garlic is very good. And then also put ginger powder in everything, and only drink hot water. Whole Foods has wonderful, I wish I had them here to show you, but they have these wonderful sugar-free lozenges. They have like black, I think it's edelberry, and then they have menthol. Menthol is really good because it has no sugar, but the menthol is really soothing to the throat. So you can have some of these kind of like cough drops, but they're very natural, no sugar. Really, really, there's Zands, Z-A-N-D-S. My favorite brand so far. Ricola, all those brands have lots of sugar, and they're going to exacerbate the situation and create more mucus. So you want to cut out the sugar. If you really need to have a sweet tooth, stewed apples, but lots of ginger. And then you can even take hot water, add turmeric, and everything I just told you about with except for the honey, because you don't want hot water in there. But if you add turmeric to the water, ginger powder, cinnamon, it really tastes delicious. If it cools down, you want to add a little honey, that's a great way to have it as well. But I think you're going to really love it. So far we talked about digestion, we talked about sleep. Another prevention is using Clear and Soothe, this nose oil, very good for allergies. People that come to my house to learn transcendental meditation, it's interesting because we'll, start talking about different things, and then I tell them about this nose oil, and they absolutely love it. What you do is you take a little bit, you can shake up the bottle, and it does have like a antihistamine type top that you can put on, and you can just, sniff it up almost like you would an antihistamine. Or you can just put it on your finger or on your hand, dip your finger in, and then just massage it. 1 to 3 drops. Everybody has experienced this dryness in the wintertime. Make sure you have a humidifier. Even now, it is still very cold in Chicago, wherever you may be calling in from or listening in. You might be in California or Florida. Well, that's great for you, but we're still freezing here in Chicago. So you probably have your heat on at night. Have a humidifier and do this 2 to 3 times a day. Clear and Soothe, again, it's on my website, and it's wonderful oil. And then you can do the neti pot. You don't want to do the neti pot if you already have a full-blown cold. I mean, you can do it once a week, but it's not really going to help much. But just to sort of once or twice a week, you can do a neti pot. And then if those of you that don't know what that is, it's a little pot where you add water and salt, and you mix it up, and you do like a sinus drain. So some of you may have very bad sinuses. This is good for everything. Even if you have no issues, this is something that you should do every day because it also offers greater clarity of mind, very calming and soothing to the mind. So I highly recommend Clear and Soothe. Other things that are on the website, you can look and see what pertains to your situation, but sinus protection is excellent for the sinuses. You can take 2 of those twice a day if you have a lot of sinus issues. And then also allergy, herbal preparations. So if you have maybe some type of, allergies where you get sort of like asthma type attacks because there's blockages sort of in the lungs and you can't breathe. So there's that type of allergy to pollen and to dust and things like that. If you look on the website, they have very specific allergy eye. Maybe you have more problems in the digestive tract or you get burning, in the esophagus because of some allergies to food, to hot and spicy foods. There's acid balance, which helps with acidity. There's many, many things. If you look on the website, you can just see, well, what pertains to me. But the key thing here is to start to eat lighter as soon as you start to feel anything coming on. And if you just do a seasonal detox of 2 to 3 weeks, which you can go to my YouTube channel to look into more detail about the detox, that's going to help you in a really enormous way to maintain good health and to feel as though you're able to prevent the disease before it arises. That's what we're trying to do in Ayurveda and with anything, is that we don't want to just know what to do once I already have a cold or a flu. We don't want to get allergies. We don't want, and really, anytime you're allergic, I mean, if some people have a bona fide allergy to peanuts, that's different. But if you get these seasonal allergies, that means you have too much toxicity. And if you start to do the detoxes, I'm telling you, I see it all the time. As soon as people start to do detoxes, they say, my allergies go away. I've actually given people just this, and this clears up the allergies because it's like a roto-rooter, and it just cleans out the nasal passages because you're breathing everything. All the chemicals are going in through your nose. So this is detoxing the nasal passages. So when people are doing this on a regular basis, they just don't get the attacks and the allergy problems. Sinuses, if you suffer from, this is amazing for sinuses. It's just unbelievable. There's even a stronger one called MP16 if you really feel like your sinuses just don't get drained easily and you get a lot of blockage, sinus backup, you can actually try that. It works really, really well. So I've gone a little bit over the time, but it's a very, it's a big topic. But there's so much you can do. Like I said, you have herbs and you have diet and you have good sleep and exercise. Once you're sick, you probably don't have the energy to exercise, but if you're not exercising regularly, you're going to get sick more often. We know that exercise increases the immune system. So these are things that I would recommend. Increase your leafy greens. We have wonderful teas. Those of you wanting to lose weight, if you are eating too much, this is a beet trim tea. It helps to curb the digestion. And so if you have a sweet tooth, I really highly recommend this with a detox because it's going to help you to not want to overeat. And like I said, once you the other thing is discipline. Once you commit to just saying for 3 weeks, I'm not going to touch any refined sugar. I'm just going to have the stewed fruits, the soaked raisins, the soaked figs, whatever the detox allows, lots of leafy greens. You are allowed some carbohydrates. There's other little things that you can have. That's going to help in a big way. But if you have already gotten sick, if you had, with the flu or a cold, you do need to back off of dairy completely for 2 weeks and increase the ginger, the garlic, like that. And of course, lots of leafy greens and vegetables and soups and things like that. So I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. You can just email me. If there's something in this segment that maybe I didn't address, a particular concern that you have, then please just email me at Laurina, Laurina, at yourayurvedaconsultant.com. It will also appear at the end of this segment. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that this is going to help you to prevent any flu, any colds and any allergies that you might have in the future. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next week.